All right. So, hey everyone, Rohan Dhawan here, founder of Uability, and today I have Vaibhav with me, who actually is a super talented dude, and the niche that he's working in is like, your mind will be blown away, and we're going to discuss about that in a bit. But before we get into that, Vaibhav, if you don't mind, can you just share a little bit about your background? What exactly do you do? Where are you from? So that people have a little bit context.
So I am Vaibhav. I am from New Delhi itself, and I am in the filmmaking and photography field where I personally love to shoot music videos, and I love to cover music events, like anything related to music, because music is something that really speaks to me. Apart from photography and filmmaking, like I've been always saying this to me that if I wasn't a filmmaker, I was going to be a teacher. So this is this is something that's been going on in my mind for a long time. So yeah, that's a little bit of my background, and I've been doing this since the better part of 4 to 5 years.
Right.
But in the I started out with the company and I got a lot of experience. I'm really grateful to them, to introduce me to the insights of the field and all. Then I after that company I started working on my own small clients, and eventually I grew up the ladder. But it was like time to step up from that ladder to take a big leap, because that ladder was a little slow for me at this point of time, because it's time that I, actually introduce myself as a professional, not just someone working in the field.
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Makes sense, man. I don't know if I ever told you, but I had my time when I did DJing for a bit as well. So, producing music, playing with Ableton, Fruity Loops, and all that stuff. So,
That's
yeah, like
nice.
I get that. But I'm curious to know, like, how did you get into, creating videos? Like, why did you fall in love with this process? Or how, actually?
So I started out with photography. So I was in like eighth or ninth class in school. So I used to take my school's camera and roam around the whole school, bunking classes and all. That was at the time my main motive.
Right.
I don't want to take the maths class. Let's take the camera. Like if some event is happening, I'll shoot that. I used to volunteer all my time. All my parent teacher meetings were mainly based on the complaints that I was never in class.
Same here.
So that is there. But yeah, so practice. All this volunteering just got me into photography a lot. I was loving the process. I was loving the thrill of taking the best picture and everything. Didn't know anything about the video field there. So after school, in my first year of college, I got introduced to this field. I had a very entry level camera, but I actually had a chance to cover one of my friend who does graffiti.
Mhm.
So he does graffiti with fire and everything. So I shot him all the time. I was there the whole day, and I made a small 1.5 minute video, and it was really good. And
Nice, man.
even today I like it. So I was like, I love the process. I learned video editing and stuff like that. There is so much more you can do than photography. I'm nothing against the photographers. I still do photography, but I am more inclined towards video after getting into the field.
Hmm.
But yeah, I still do photography and everything with all of my heart. So that's how I got introduced to it.
Right. Awesome, man. That's pretty cool. And your company, why not? Like, did you have that running before joining Uability, or you just recently started it?
Before joining it.
Got it. And what I'm curious to know is, since like, let's talk about your niche that you're working on now, which is like exclusively focusing on hip hop artists. Why did you decide to enter this niche? Like, why do you want to help out hip hop artists, and why do you want to explore this territory? Because, especially the kind of the culture that you are or you were referring to, and the culture that you want to enter, not a lot of people do that, right? At least in this country, it's like still in the growing stages. So, why did you decide that this is what I want to do?
See, hip hop has helped me personally in my own journey, getting past the, as cliche as it may sound, but hip hop has really helped me overcome a lot of difficulties in my life. I am whenever I'm listening to raps and I'm rapping along with the raps which I relate to, it just makes me feel a lot better about myself whenever I'm feeling low and stuff.
Hmm.
So, this is one thing I'm much more emotionally inclined towards hip hop, and secondly, it's extremely cool.
Nice.
And you just can explore a lot about hip hop. So hip hop is not just basically what it's portrayed today. So basically today it's like all glamorous and everything, but hip hop is a lot more than just a glam.
Right.
It's someone's storytelling skills and everything. So I would like to like apply my storytelling skills in the visual field with their storytelling field in the music field, and create a product which amplifies the music, which gives it a voice, gives it a like meaning, more deeper meaning. So if you say a line and I visually represent that line as that being said in like creative way, so I would love nothing more than that.
Right. Got it. So just to put some
Basically,
context.
I take the music seriously, so it's nothing like It just I find it cool, so I do this. So
Hmm.
there are a lot of things that are cool which I can do, but at the same time, hip hop is something that I personally relate to. So I know that I will put my heart and soul into this project.
Right. Absolutely, man. And just to put some context so that it helps everybody out, Vaibhav exclusively deals with helping hip hop artists to create their music videos, and that's what his specialty is. So he kind of like merged his talent of video production along with hip hop and like came up with this niche, which is pretty cool in my opinion. So, Vaibhav, can you tell me a little bit about what kind of challenges or problems were you facing or suffering before you actually joined Uability? Like, what was your main reason for actually joining us?
So before joining Uability, it's like I worked with a lot of different clients. Like even the good names like Sleepy Owl, Royal Enfield. These are like I can proudly say that these are some names in my client list. There's a long like good decent list. But at the same point of time, I was everywhere. I was doing corporate. I'm still actually doing a little bit of corporate work, a little bit of photography and stuff like that. But at the same point of time, I wasn't like pushing myself to be serious about the music field because there I have to start from scratch.
Hmm. Right.
So because in the other fields I am a little experienced, and everything was there, everything was set up, so I could easily land more clients which are not from the music field.
Hmm.
So basically, it was a comfort zone which I wasn't, really getting out of because for obvious reasons, it was not a comfort. But
Right.
yeah, but after joining Ubility, when I heard you say that, select a niche, be true to it. If you like, if you're not true to your niche, then you will not be like, excelling in that field. Which
Right.
made a lot of sense because if I keep procrastinating about, going to music artists and hip hop artists and, actually telling them that I am one of the person you can come to other than these people. The people are already in the field, so they wouldn't know that I work in this field. They would
Right.
just classify me as a portrait photographer or like corporate filmmaker, stuff like
Right.
that.
That's pretty cool, man. That's really awesome. So one problem was that you were obviously not focusing on one thing. You had like multiple things going on. What else?
Yeah.
Like, what other problems were you facing? I remember that you mentioning in your application before joining that you had some issues in marketing and sales. So if you can elaborate on that as well.
Yes, so I used to be nervous before sales calls. So basically, it was like I had to like mentally prepare myself just to get on the call, not to what I should say, what's my process gonna be. So it was like then again going very randomly, and it was like the client taking lead on the call, which personally like as you told me shouldn't happen because I should take the lead on the call. I should
Right.
portray myself as a professional in the field because you should listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't happening. I was listening to the client, so automatically he became the expert in the field, and automatically he was the one who decides what money is going to go.
Right.
But so yeah, one more thing, high ticket prices was a little problem.
Hmm.
So I used to work with like 10 different clients a month to like get par that and find 10 different clients for the next month again. So that was the problem. So my main aim was like work less clients but on good money and make better content.
Right. That's pretty awesome, man.
Even when you work with 10 different clients, you can't make basically give your 100% potential to it, and that's like hard truth that I learned
Mm-hmm.
like while working field itself, because some clients has different expectations. Some client want more attention, so
Yeah.
limited hours in
Hmm. I also remember like like I remember we having this conversation on one of the Q&A calls where due to lack of expectations set correctly, you had one of your clients who was not treating you in the best way possible and was making you do extra work and not paying you enough as well. So I'm assuming that you also had a problem with setting expectations when it comes to delivery. That look, this is how it's gonna work, and this is how what I'm gonna do. Do you think that this is like a common problem that other video artists or maybe photographers or maybe other people in the art and crafts field they face something similar as well?
I think yes, because there are a lot of unsaid things which should be like said in the very first meeting,
Hmm.
but photographer assume that it's unsaid. It goes like this. The client assume it's unsaid. It will go the other way. So they are going in different directions. So I personally would like to tell everyone who's watching this to just set everything in the meet or the second meeting. Just write down everything, whatever it's gonna, yeah, this you are gonna deliver, and whatever the client should expect. So
Right.
they don't be like, at least expected this from you or this from that, because that's just their way to get more work out of you.
Got it. So you were facing all these issues and things were going on. So how did you come across us and like, what happened? Like just talk to me about the process and everything.
So I actually like came across you through Facebook ad.
Hmm.
That was one thing, that you guys are spending money on marketing. You must be like, not necessarily.
Yeah. But then, like, okay, so you saw the ad, you probably saw a video and everything, you booked a call. What happened on the call? Like, and, just talk to me about the process where, you were somebody who was like suffering from all these problems, and then you decided that, you know what, I want to work with these people, I want to be a client of UAbility. What happened? And talk to me about that call that you had or
Okay.
whatever.
I saw your webinar, like the 30-minute call, 30-minute video that we have to see before the call. So I was like, yeah, pretty relatable. I mean, that is some stuff that I have experienced. So must be something to it. And book a call. What's the harm? At the like, on the best person, like in the worst person, I won't like join the program. I can
Right.
at least book a call and see what it is. I was like curious about it.
Hmm.
So when I took up the call, I booked one of the I booked the call. I remember at 3 in the morning of
Hmm.
the next day, of the 6 to 10:38.
Right.
I had like sleep, and the Sunny woke me up from his call, like, are you there? I was so funny. So I just hopped on the call, and we talked about, like, I was very blunt with Sunny, like, about everything, that this is the problem I'm facing, this is how much I'm working right now. And I was working full time. I was working full time at Monday, so I was working like 35K a month.
Hmm.
I like it was just like like pandemic going on, and the clients are less. So I rather just have some backup, and
Right.
that was my main thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, I enjoyed working there as well. It was like a fun place to work. But
Hmm.
at the same time, like, I knew that 35K a month is not what I'd be earning. It should be like double, triple that from a client.
Right.
So yeah, so it was like I told him everything. That was the last month of my job, so I joined after May. So yeah, it was pretty like the study asked me all the like pressing questions about my pain points. What do I like envision myself, envision my company, where do I envision my company, and how much am I earning, right? How much would I like to like pretty much about my marketing process. So I told him that it's like that it was to referral stuff like that,
Hmm.
but I would reliable.
Got it. Now, since you were telling me that you were, kind of doing this job and it was during the pandemic time, and on the call,
Yeah.
we hadn't asked you for like a few hundred rupees. It was like a decent amount. So, what I want to know is during that stage in your career, How did you get the courage and the confidence to, pull the trigger that, what, I should actually move forward with this, irrespective of the situation? Because I'm going to be honest with you, man, most people don't have what it takes to, make a decision like this, to really invest in themselves, especially, in my opinion, and please correct me if I'm wrong, especially those in the arts and craft field, right? Because they don't usually think much about the business. They are more interested in, clicking pictures or, doing the work. So how come you convince yourself and gain the confidence that, what, I have this job, things aren't like as I want it to be, but still I want to actually pursue this? How did you make up your mind and how did you gain that confidence?
So, I recently like went with that theory where you have to spend money to make money. That's one part of it. And secondly, I would like myself to be an action taker and not just a person who just goes with the flow. I would like to take some action towards like the betterment of myself only because at the end of the day, I could have bought a lot of materialistic things about my photography gear. I could have bought lights with that money which I made you, but at the same amount of time, I knew I could make 10x that if I joined the course.
Fantastic, man. And do you agree that, most people in the arts and craft field don't think like this? And what would you recommend to them?
See, people who are actually not just about the art and they are starting their own company and they want to make a good business out of it and not just make art. People are there who like do good jobs as finance managers, analysts, and engineers, and are into the creative field. For them, I mean that's a different story altogether because they're getting good money from the job that they're doing and they don't want to pursue it as a like full time career thing.
Hmm.
But people who open their company about photography and filmmaking stuff like that, so they should be worried about all the aspects of the business that goes, be it like marketing, sales, accounting,
Hmm.
legal, every aspect they have to overlook because at the end of the day they are CEO of the company.
Right.
The nature of the company doesn't matter if you are the CEO because you have to do all the tasks.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So glad to know, man, that you thought like that, and hopefully this would encourage other people who are trying to enter this field to start thinking in this manner as well. So, okay, now one more thing that I'm really curious to know, considering that you are on social media, you are like observing different kind of videos and different kind of things. I'm sure you must come across like a lot of ads and a lot of things, right? And I'm sure that this isn't the first digital marketing ad that you saw. So, what made you decide that, what, I should probably work with these people rather than all the other ads or people that I see?
See, another thing that see, basically, you guys aren't messing around. You gave me lifetime access of your course and everything, which most of the people offer. Actually, I recently like came across this particular guy who was specifically targeting filmmakers to grow
Hmm.
their business and stuff, which you are doing, but not just to specific filmmakers, right?
Hmm.
So I ideally should have been more inclined to that because he's in my field, he has worked in the field and all that. But at the same point of time, I recently came across this, but at the point when I saw your ad, because it was uh, after your ad, I personally saw a lot of one because like Facebook retargeting and
Yeah.
because some algorithm maybe. But yeah, but neither their Facebook ad video was that impressive.
Hmm.
I'm being very brutally honest because it was like they're casually just having a I won't name I मुझे नाम याद भी नहीं है but
Yeah.
one ad started from यार freelancer है तो free समझ लिया होगा and all that because it just sounds very derogatory
Yeah.
because the way he said it just sounds very derogatory. I don't want to learn from you, sorry, but
Yeah.
but it's just like you you told us that you know that you're worth more and I can help you with the marketing thing and you showed a lot of proof, social proof also. Actually before joining I called like one guy from your program who's also a filmmaker to actually ask him. It wasn't like I just went on with it. I took like a day, 1.5 day or something.
Hmm.
Till the time that guy picked up my call, I called him like 3 times a day, like talk to me. So he told me, and he really like gave me a very good review of you guys, that you guys know what you're doing, and even though your thing is not specific to filmmakers, it was very much applicable in my industry as well. All
Right.
the part about the niche, all the marketing message and everything.
Right.
So yeah, and you were also pretty open to like like welcome different genres of business.
Hmm.
You are not just targeting digital marketers or anything. You are marketing anyone and everyone who's like wanting to learn marketing. So that's there. And this
Right.
community thing that we have, that's also great, and that motivates me a lot, honestly.
Right. Nice. So, okay, now I want to specifically talk about this win that you had where you told me that, you ended up closing this client. Walk me through a little bit about, what subtle changes you experience after like going through the program because of which you successfully even closed that deal, and a few other things as well, like how you managed to create your website, revamp it actually, and these changes that you've made. Like, talk to me a little bit about that. Like, how did you, uh, number one, close the deal? What changed? What was it like before, and how did it happen after? So a little bit context on that would be helpful.
So, like first things first, it wasn't subtle the change.
Hmm.
It was not subtle at all. So basically, like the client I chose, so basically you made me understand like you just don't have to like sell your product, because that's what all the people are doing. You just have to sell your like that experience to work with you, what they will get if they do not work with you, what the consequences they're gonna face, and understand their problem, their vision, where they want to take their company, and how your product, your filmmaking, your photos, your videos can help them achieve that goal.
Right.
So that is one thing that they had to like I had to convey to them, which I wasn't doing. I was just telling, yeah, I do filmmaking. You want filmmaking? Take
Okay. Got it. Now you had like a
Put in
process.
very simple words. I mean, I can't tell you. Sorry.
No, I mean, it's funny, like, you just wanted that, and now you have like a process behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being like brutally honest. It's like, that is something that I should be ashamed of because I was doing that. But I mean, it was something that I discovered that this is what I'm doing wrong. This is what should I do. So I like, I'm pursuing that. So I mean, like, I take it like as a learning curve only rather than like an embarrassment or of any kind, because I learned. If I hadn't had learned, then I would be, yeah, but I'm doing later.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now I think it's working pretty well for me because I actually like connect on a deeper level with the client. It's not just a like client to me,
Hmm.
and I'm actually like motivated towards pushing his business up, and like taking my business alongside, and not just building my business and stepping on clients and clients and clients. So I don't want like a one-time work thing with anyone. Like, if I
Right.
work with someone, I want them to like come back to me again for any different project, big or small they have.
So what I was asking is that, you also had like a lot of questions regarding mindset, and what most people think is that our program is just about marketing, sales, and stuff. So what kind of mindset changes did you experience after going through our lectures on that topic?
So I started planning out my day more rather than just winging it. I mean, I still like take my time, take my good breaks and stuff, but at the same point of time, I started planning my day more. Ki from like 12 to 1, I will do this. From 1 to 2, I will try and do this. So I basically mini tasks now like start setting for myself other than just 10 minute काम का थक गया इधर
Hmm.
उधर हो गया मतलब I opened Instagram for 10 minutes and it became 20 minutes, and coming back to work then I had to create that workflow again, and that workflow a lot of my mental energy drained, then I started again. So it was like stuff like that, and like that attention span was short. I think that has increased a little,
Hmm.
which still has to go up, to be honest.
Right.
So, but yes. So first step, if I was concentrating for 10 minutes earlier, now it's 20, which is a good jump, and aiming at 30 now.
Nice. So I think what the conclusion is that I think growing a business is not just about, learning how to run Facebook ads. And I think it gets a little bit deeper where you can also benefit a lot by changing your mindset and basic things like, increasing your attention span, like how Weber was doing. So that's pretty impressive, man. Now, the final few things that I want to ask you is like, let's say, Weber, if somebody is starting out, let's say you have to give advice to a 5 year back Weber, right? If you had a time machine that you could go back in, right? Somebody who's in the arts and craft field or something like that, and they want to really, make a career in this field, and not just as an employee, but they want to make it as an entrepreneur, like how you took the leap of faith and started your own thing. So what advice would you give to those people, or the old Weber?
See, at that point of time, I was exploring different types of fields. I explored, I have done wedding videos, I have done wedding photos, I have done corporate, I have done like, events, musical, stuff like that. So, uh, if I wouldn't change any of that because that like made me appreciate what I have more because I had a taste of that. So exploring different fields is very important because it just seems like a very narrow thing from the outside, but when you step into the photo video world, there are a lot of things that you can do.
Hmm.
So exploring different fields is really important. And as an entrepreneur, when you if a company gets a wedding project, a big wedding project, you can't just rather than saying no, you have some experience with it. You can hire a good team, and you can actually go on with that project, even if it's not your niche.
Right.
So working in niche and working on different projects is very different thing, and I don't think we should like say no to the projects if we can work on.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah, this is mindset which I go with.
Got it. So, like basically, your advice would be to those starting out or those 5 years back, Weber, would be to explore,
Yeah.
keep exploring, and then eventually find the thing that you love and make that your
Yeah,
niche.
and then stick to it. Yeah.
Got it. Awesome, man. Lastly, like I want to know, would you recommend UAbility to any other arts and craft person, somebody in the video or photography field? Like, what would be your 2 cents to them regarding UAbility with the journey you have had
I've
so far?
already done that. I've already done that. So, I was just talking to a friend. He asked me what you're doing these days, and that those like 1 month I did nothing. I took no projects. I just took your lectures. Honestly, I said that I can go on this one. That's not a problem. Without actually landing clients, but I have to see what you have to do because at the same time, if I'm working for like someone and completing the process, then I can't concentrate on the lectures and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, I took it out and took my time. And, and in that only a friend asked me, like, what are you doing? He's also from the photo field. So, I, told him about you guys and, asked him to check it out.
Awesome, man. That's really
So,
cool.
yeah, I mean, I don't know whether he did or not. I'm going to be like, what you asked. But I asked him to.
Awesome, man. That's cool. Really appreciate it. And Vaibhav, in case anybody who is interested in getting their videos done or something like that, and in case somebody is watching this particular video, how can they get in touch with you, and what's the best way to do so?
So, you can visit my website. That's www.whynot.co, and there you can check out my stuff. You can check out my photos, videos, and there is a big black button which says book a call. So feel free to do that.
New edition. Awesome, man. Cool. So what I'll do is I'll take the links and the details from Vaibhav and I'm gonna put it in the description below. And if anybody is interested, feel free to check out Vaibhav. And I'm sure that this talented dude will give you the kind of work that you're looking for. So Vaibhav, like I want to, firstly thank you for taking out the time and doing this interview with me. And I wish you nothing but the best. And hopefully in the future, very soon, we'll be conducting another interview where we'll be showing a much, much bigger success story from your end, right?
Definitely.
Awesome, man. Thank you.